Today we're chatting to Irish fashion model and former Miss Ireland, Sarah Morrissey. Good afternoon, Sarah.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Loads of questions in from listeners for you about life as a model.
Yes.
Voice notes as well. We'll come to those in a moment. Look, if you have a question or a voice note for Sarah, send it in to me. WhatsApp. The number is 087 1400 106. But how long are you modelling, first of all?
Oh, this is going to show my age now. 18 years. 18 full time. So I've never had another job.
So this is your entire
career, well, when I left school, I worked actually for a construction company, oddly enough, and I loved it. But I did that. I worked in HR for a building company, and I loved it. They were so nice to me. But I did that for about 2 years. And then when I left that, I went straight into modelling and then never had another job since. Every year I keep thinking, okay, maybe I should do something different. But it's kind of, do you know what? I think it goes in cycles with any job, you know, when you've been in something for so long. But you kind of learn to reappreciate your job again and the perks that come with it. And, you know, so I always say not a lot of people say that they enjoy their job, and I really enjoy my job.
Well, that is that's a really incredible thing to be able to say.
Exactly.
You know, to be able to get up every day.
And
go
there's
to work.
never obviously there's days where you wake up and you're tired, but there's never a day where I wake up and think, oh, I have to go to work, because you're somewhere different every day. You could be in a different location, working with a different crew. It's very interesting, which I love.
Great. Well, I've loads of things I want to ask you about, but it's the turn of our listeners to ask the questions today, Sarah. So we've a voice note here, first of all. Actually, if you want to pop on your headphones.
Okay.
And I have a voice note here for you, Sarah, from Elaine.
How do models nowadays compare to those of maybe 20 years ago as regards their size and their shape and their look?
So how do you compare?
Oh, interesting. Do you know what? I think how it's different now, which has helped me in the fact that I've been modelling for longer now. I think it's more diverse with age and it's more diverse with sizes. I think when you modelled 20 years ago, when you got married or had children, that was it. You finished modelling. There was an age limit on it all. And I think now there's no age limit. I think the modelling industry can grow with your age because you have to cater for everybody now. Nobody wants to see a 16-year-old modelling a brand for a 50-year-old. You know, women want diversity now. And that has helped me a lot. And the reason why I've been modelling for so long, because I think when I started modelling, I just presumed, like the other models, when I got married, I would stop modelling, or when I hit my 30s, or when I had a child. But it kind of kept growing and growing, and the industry was more diverse. Good. And also now you cater for bigger sizes, plus sizes, which should have always been catered for, but it wasn't. It wasn't a thing back then. So that's how I think
changed.
It has grown for the better.
Very interesting. We've another question here, Sarah, from Ella as well.
I'll put the headphones back on.
So what is a photo shoot actually like? And when you do you feel awkward when you're doing them?
Yes. The straight answer is yes. I mean, the longer you do it, the less you get self-conscious and think about it. I always say it's very good in that, you know, like for anything, if you walked in and had to do a presentation, you just have to do it. No matter how you think about it, it has to be done. So it's the same on a photo shoot. If you start having to think about the poses that you're doing, or you might get in your own head, but at the end of the day, the job still has to be done.
So talk people through the photo shoot. Like you get commissioned or whatever.
Yeah, so you get hired for a job, and it can be any different kind of job. It could be for like a clothing company or a hat company. You can be modelling gloves or footwear, anything. And beforehand, you're given a brief of who's going to be on the job, the photographer, who's going to be doing hair, makeup, stylist, where it is. And then when you show up on the day, you might be given what's called a mood board, which would show you what the lighting would, they would like to create. The mood they would like you to
whether it's a sad tone or celebration,
and then they basically leave you to do your job. So
they do your hair.
9 times out of 10. Obviously, with COVID, that changed a lot.
Okay,
you know, for a lot of the shoots that we'd show up to, we'd have to do our own hair and makeup. So, like being in the modelling industry for so long, that was helpful because obviously I got to watch amazing hairstylists do my hair and makeup, so I can recreate it. So yeah, for COVID, and
It
then
helps.
it helped a lot. And then they weren't allowed to touch you during the process because obviously they had to keep their distance. But now they're all back on set again, and do you know what? It's fun. It is really fun. It's an open
tiring.
thing. It's tiring. There
Sarah,
are long days.
I mean,
and the worst thing I have to say about being an Irish model is 9 times out of 10 we are outside. So I am on the cliffs of Connemara in an Aran jumper, for 3
hours.
days. And so that's the hardest part.
WhatsApp question from a listener: can you ever say you don't want to wear certain clothes?
You can.
Oh, can you?
Yes, you
Right.
can. You can. But what I would say is you need to preface that before you get the job. I don't think it's professional to turn up on a job and then say that's not what I want to wear.
So when would that arise?
So that would rise if you have, if you didn't want to wear for instance.
Okay,
if
get
there
you.
was an
Right.
ethics behind it. I mean, obviously, if on the day there was something that was see-through that you weren't comfortable with, you could of course say no. But I think I come from the old school modelling in that you never turn down a job. Obviously,
Right.
you show up and be professional. And unless it was something I was really against, I would
Okay.
have no problem, obviously, wearing it. I
Wearing
just
it.
think you should let them know beforehand.
Yeah, fair enough. Another question for you from Katie as well.
Okay.
So nowadays, of course, there's a big emphasis on the ethical side of fashion and mass production, and people are trying now to buy more ethically. So would that type of thing have an impact on your decision as to whether you would work with a designer or a company or a fashion house at all? If you know they have a good or bad reputation with regards to how they treat their staff and how they produce their clothes.
Good question.
Oh, that's a very good question. Again, it doesn't, for modelling here, that doesn't really come into our job because we would never really be doing fast fashion or the big fast fashion houses. A lot of the shows that we do or the shoots that we cater for would be for designers. So they would be for, they wouldn't be producing fast fashion.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's up to you. A model is self-employed. So a model can do whatever job they would like to do and turn down
But you're
whatever
turning down the
job
work.
they would like to do. But again, our job is seasonal. So you're turning down work. So it's up to you.
Yeah. It's probably a hard balance, I imagine.
I think for me, if I was to turn down a job, it would be mainly about how they would treat me or treat the people that they work with.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go into an environment where I'm not happy.
Of course not. Yeah.
No one wants to work like that.
087 1400 106 is the WhatsApp number. This listener is wondering, what's it like to do TV work, Sarah? Like the Today Show or Ireland AM? Is it as glamorous?
It's not as glamorous because obviously you're there really early in the morning, and we actually do our own hair and makeup for that. I think people think we get in and get pampered and we do it all ourselves. But it's so lovely. Everyone is so kind. I really enjoy that kind of work. I mean, as you can tell, I like chatting to people and, I like meeting people and being behind the scenes, and everyone's so kind. So I really enjoy it.
This texter asks, is it a difficult job? Like, is there a lot of dieting and going to the gym?
There's a lot of going to the gym. I mean, I don't know if I would call it dieting. It's part of my lifestyle, how I, eat and work out. I mean, you do have to have thick skin, I would say. I would definitely say that it can knock your confidence. Or on the other side of it, it can give you a lot of confidence if you haven't had any. But again, yes, it does become part of your lifestyle. I work out over Christmas all the time. I'm not someone, I'm the person on New Year's Eve who's in the gym, because I like my food. So it kind of goes hand in hand. You do have to take care of yourself if you want to make it a full-time job and make it sustainable and last.
Yeah, okay. Another voice note here as well. 087 1400 106 is the number. This is from Alan.
Hey Sarah, my question is, how do you budget and manage your finances when you're in between gigs or you're waiting for more jobs to come in? I'm interested in the finances of modelling and just how you manage that effectively.
That's actually a very good question.
Yeah.
So that would be different for how I would do it to how a new model would do it. So because I've been working for so long, even if I have periods where I'm not working, I still have regular money coming in. Because from my busy season, I would work 7 days a week. And then for the off season, I would probably work 4. So by doing that, I still garner the same wage every month. So even though 1 month I might have earned double, I
Yeah.
still only take what I need to survive that month.
You're self-employed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
then I keep the rest for the months where I haven't been busy. So that's how I work it. Because I've worked so much during the year, I kind of spread it out evenly throughout the year. Now, if you are a new model only starting out, or if you're someone who doesn't work regularly, it's much harder.
Yeah. Is it you know, do you, like there seems to be a lot of kind of agents out there now that deal specifically and solely though with models that I presume they help you in some way with that.
And they do, but again, I think people are actually shocked when I tell them this, that models are self-employed. We have to do our own taxes. We are our own company. I'm a registered own company under my own name. So although agencies will help you a little bit if you need the help, really it's down to you how you budget, do your taxes, take care of your own money. It's a learning curve. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
When I first started, it was very hard to get your head around. But you know, I like being self-employed. I like being able to, you know, set my own hours and, you know, be somewhere different every day. But again, it means then that, you know, it's unpredictable.
Okay. Other messages here for you. Is there a lot of competition in Ireland for models?
There isn't in that. I suppose it's easy for me to say that because I'm one of the most known ones.
But
so
you have to be one of the top models in the
country. But I mean, if you were casting all the time, yes, I suppose there would be competition for it.
Yeah.
You kind of need to make your own place in the world with it, if you know what I mean. You need to make sure you have your right agent. You have an agent that really likes you and pushes for you and will say, no, this is the job that I think you're going to get.
Yeah.
And
Well, just on that, on jobs, texter asking, I remember seeing some models wearing bikinis on Grafton Street to promote stuff during the winter years ago. Has this type of modelling, these jobs, have they fallen out of favour in recent years? Yeah.
They're gone. The press
remember
call
that?
days. Oh, the dread of them. The absolute dread. Honestly, to put the fear of God into an Irish model, all you had to tell them was, you've a press call and they have your outfit there. And then you'd want to cry. But they're gone. They're gone now.
Is there career progression in modelling? Asks this listener.
There is, depending on what you want to do. I mean, a lot of models will go into PR because obviously we've seen how it works behind the scenes. Some models will go into presenting. Depending on what you want to do, you can a lot will go into styling. They'll stay within the industry, but within different aspects, depending on what you would like to do.
Okay. 087 1400 106, that's the WhatsApp number. 2 messages actually, sort of within the similar strand. This listener asks, do you ever have to deal with nasty comments with people saying it's an easy job, or not my thoughts, I did it for a couple of years in the UK, or people saying, it's not a real job?
Yes.
My daughter has often done a couple of gigs. These are the kind of comments that she gets. They're terrible.
All the time.
It's
I think some people think it's a hobby, but it's actually my job. It's how I pay my mortgage. It's how I pay for all my whole life. It's all I've done for 18 years, and it's definitely not a hobby. It's an actual job. They're very long days, and I think people will say that until they actually get on a set. It's really tough on your body, I have to say. A lot of models will suffer with back problems because they're on set every day because the walk.
I often wonder this from being going to fashion shows and things.
Yeah.
Do you how do you learn
you
the
do
the walk?
Depending. A lot of people practice. A lot of agencies will have classes where you can go and practice. I didn't practice. I was kind of just thrown in on at the deep end. But again, it's not how I would walk going through a supermarket. It's like it's definitely for a show. It's not how you walk in everyday life.
I can imagine the arch in your feet must be incredible, is it?
And actually, it's so much sorer for me in flat shoes than it is in high shoes because I wear them so much.
Have you ever had a bad fall?
Oh, I've had terrible falls.
Really?
Terrible ones, like really embarrassing ones. Yes, of course. But you know what? It doesn't affect me anymore. Now you just have to get up and smile and laugh. And, the first time you do it is embarrassing.
True professional.
After that, you kind of get used to it. These things happen.
It's your real pleasure to chat to you here today on the programme. Irish model Sarah Morrissey. Sarah, thanks a million for coming in and joining us. Look, if there's any other, guests, people from unusual backgrounds or occupations that you would love to ask questions of, you can let us know. Drop us an email, lunchtimelive@newstalk.com. We'll have Ask Me Anything back next Friday afternoon. My thanks to the production team. We'll chat at midday on Monday.